All right, so picking back up with the purchase decision process, this is the process that your business buyer is going to go through, and it mimics um, what you and I would go through, especially in a purchase like, let's say, a car. So initially, you're going to realize, or the firm is going to realize, there's an issue, there's a problem, some motive awakening. Then you're going to look for alternatives. So they're going to look for, like I said in my previous video, you're going to look for, I was looking for alternatives to the investor relations CRM system we had. So what are the alternatives? I'm going to internally look at, like, what do I need? What attributes do I need this, this program to, or the, not program, software to have, and maybe do some external research. So I've got initially my set of alternatives. It's also called a consideration set in consumer behavior. I've done research. Now I'm going to evaluate the alternatives. Then once I evaluate them, I'm going to decide on one, purchase that one, use it, see how it does. If I'm happy with the purchase and product or service is doing what I need it to do, then continue on. If not, then this process starts all over again. So an example to really put this on paper, and we did this in class, so I'm just going to use this example we did in class, is that this multi-attribute evaluation model. And so this just puts into writing kind of what you would go through. And so the biggest thing is, here's the problem recognition that you've probably gone through, that you want a great career. And so in order to do that, you need to get a college degree. So the first thing you're going to do is pretend this is blank. You're going to say, okay, what are my options? So obviously UCO was one. These are the three other options the class picked. From there, you're going to say, what attributes are important to me? And there could be more than 5. This is for the sake of brevity. So I'm going to put the attributes that are important. From there, I'm going to move over here and I'm going to rank their importance. So what is the most important? Tuition, location, blah, blah, blah. So they did that. From there, ignore like this part. It looks like this. From there, you're going to just rank where you think that each university falls on, these different attributes. So 1 being excellent, 5 being poor. So they went through and ranked on tuition, housing, and you can have 2 things that rank the same, 2 universities that rank the same on attributes. So you go through on each attribute and you rank the universities, or you rate them. Not rank, rate them. And so then what you do is you say, okay, in order to get like my total, my importance times, or my importance with my ranking, so I'm going to multiply those together, then sum them to get my total. So in this situation, this is what you saw before. This one was 1 for importance, 3, 5, 2, and 4. And so 10, 15, 17, 21 is where the 21 came from. But this is just a way to kind of put onto paper like the process that you're going through in terms of the purchase decision process. So another way you might have done it is you might have said, okay, here are my options. These are the things that are important to me. Who checks the most boxes for me? Same idea. So another really critical concept for this class is what a need is. So a need is the difference between your actual state and your desired state. Another way I like to say it is a need is the difference between where you're at and where you want to be. So where you're at right now is, I want a career. Where you want to be is having that ideal career. The need is getting a degree. So that's what you're working on. Because that need is going to take you from wanting a career. So getting your degree is going to take you from just wanting the career, but not having maybe the qualifications, to having the career because of your qualifications, experience, etc. So a few other examples. Here's an example of you. This example is another way to put it. So if the actual state is 1,000 units per day is what you produce, and the firm wants to produce 1,250 units per day, then the need is 250 more units per day. And so where you come in is to help with that gap. So how does your product or service fulfill that need? How does your product or service help your customer get from where they're at to where they want to be? And that's what you're going to communicate. How you can close that gap for them. And so I'm going to let you look at this. This is just another way to put it, and look at these definitions with it. I'm going to skip that. You can review on your own and move on to benefits. So customers buy benefits, and a benefit is a solution to a problem. So if the problem is that I need to produce 250 more units per day, the benefit of the product or service I'm selling is the ability to help that customer produce those extra 250 units per day. So the need and the benefit go together. The benefit is helping to fulfill that need and adding value for that customer. So when we're in the sales process in a few weeks, the key thing to remember is that we need to uncover needs. We need to understand the potential sources of value of our product or service. And we need to figure out how we match up a need with what we can offer in terms of how our product or service can help that customer fulfill or solve their problem, fulfill their need, solve their problem. The other thing that I'm going to let you go through on your own, okay, and you see over here it says relates to SCPR. That's coming in 3 or 4 weeks. It's your sales call planning report. I just marked this so that you can find it easily when we get into the sales call planning report. So I'm going to let you go through these different types of needs, and then on the next page, this shouldn't say school function. Okay. The next page has examples that we did in class. So hold on. Let me actually just run through this really quickly with you on this slide. So a situational need is going to be dealing with the situation itself. So it's dealing with, well, really the situation you're in. So in this example, maybe the situation is you need to be able to check emails, you need to be able to do your schoolwork. So that's the type of need, that's a situational need for this laptop. A functional need has to do with the performance or the function, pretty much with the laptop or whatever it is performing a certain function. So in order for me to be able to do my schoolwork, I need a laptop that has the Microsoft suite of products. So that's a functional need. Or maybe it has so much memory or whatnot. A social need is going to do with wanting to be affiliated with a certain group of people. So for example, if you want to be affiliated with people that have Apple, then, or like people that love Apple products, then, you know, you would buy an Apple MacBook as opposed to a PC. Psychological need deals with the need for risk reduction or assurance. So a warranty would help with that. A discount that lowers the financial risk, so the cost. Those would all be that. And then a knowledge need has to do with the ability to get information. So with a firm, I often say like training. In this example, it might be if you need help, you have customer service or help desk to get information. Or with Apple, there's a physical location, an Apple store that you can physically go to get help. And so we will stop there. This video is a little longer than I wanted, but we'll stop there and then we'll pick up with communication.